Hello, this is Savasha and I present to you Riven. We are still in Gen's office. Yes, I'm not going down there just yet. I'm going to fire this oven thing, which I will need later. And I think I want to summon a kind of hovercraft again. No, actually I don't. Can I even get out there? Nope. No, I can't. And frankly, I can't access the books in there at this moment because they are behind a cage. There should be a lever somewhere though. Yes, here. I don't want to access this yet. I am now going to read the journal that's lying here. You can skip that bit. Maybe if I don't forget, I'll tell you at what point in time I'm done reading, but given Gen's handwriting is a lot easier than Catherine's, it shouldn't be so painful. Maybe less entertaining too though. Okay, so here on the desk we have various things. We have whatever that is, we have whatever that is. Not that we can do anything with these things. He's apparently staring at liquid with bone. There is a lamp thing, bug contraption, and a book. Oh, that's not a journal. Brilliant. Okay, you have been spared. I think there is another journal though. What we are looking for is a code that Catherine told us he is keeping in his office. Here is a water thing. Here is a views thing.
Natsu? Shima? Shorate. Mata nelta.
Hi.
Tagamem. San botegan shem. Fasi.
Whatever that means. And whoever that was. So. Yes, here there is a drawer with nothing in it really. And now you have to write down the sequence of sounds that this thing makes. It made ping, trill, ping, click, ping, I think. It makes a different sound sequence every time, in every game, I mean. Yes, ping, trill, ping, click, ping. So, memorize that or write it down. Yes. That is the code, as it were. 86929. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells me, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened to... Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The damn noble luck of it, he did get a good enough look at her though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I'm also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Danny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the 5th age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction, but I fear that unless I am able to regain the access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruin, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I'm halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the fifth age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be going to be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the Great Warg has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villages have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned that Catherine's arrival, and the fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. 86-10-13. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It is obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instructions, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times they take to it almost as if they had a bit of the Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atrus, still he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that the new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. 87-14. These last few weeks I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. 87-8. I've got her. Late last night I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She's adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without the leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atrus is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There is no other way. 87-620. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Kita. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant, and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. 87-730. Damn these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the fifth age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived in Riven with a linking book to Dani, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atrus is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish as to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. Well, that leaves us with that. We have all the information we need, and where we go now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is to the prison age. That is this one. With the oven fired, we have heat, and with heat we have a linking book that actually functions. Or not. Actually, yes, I think so. Come on, I wanna go. Under this place there is a button. There we are, and I think this is the prison island where Catherine is being held. And we now need to find out these sounds. That is the click, that is a trill, and that is the ping. Okay. Let's reset this. No? Ah, damn it. Come on! Be more patient, Servatia. Shouldn't that have turned?
Yafe Adik. You made it. But how'd you get past? You have to get me out of here. If Gen gets the linking book to Dunny, he'll kill Atrus. Gen's people may be watching us. The combination to the elevator is somewhere in Gen's office. Be careful.
Alright, I have to probably flip this.
Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Now at last we get to see Catherine, whom we haven't seen in Myst or in Riven so far. We have seen her in Revelation. Revelation is actually after Riven. Come on! What now? Thanks. I am probably I probably forgot to why did she say we are maybe watched? Because we saw that we can be watched. Because this is exactly the place we saw from the from this contraption where we also summoned the whale. Or I should say walk. Let me try that again. Ping, drill, ping, click, ping, Ah, now it works. Why didn't it work before? Really?
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. We're all free. You captured Gen. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atrus. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me.
Right?
Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Yes, I know that. Okay, there we go. Now she goes fast, so we follow. Where now? Come on! Really? Now what? I'm waiting. Thanks. Ah. Got to move this. Right. This is that color. That is blue. Let's enter the code again. That was 20, 17, 13, 11, and 5. And here is a book. Again, linking us to Gen's age. I have a strong feeling this is the last session. Linking there. And then we go to the... No. 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 Yes. That should be the right one, I hope. Yeah, that should be the right one. Come on. Thanks. Now we go... Actually back to the starfisher. She told us not to wait for her, and I don't think we should wait for her. If I remember correctly, we really just go and do this, finish this business. I hope that's correct. If not, we'll get in trouble. If you open the fish before finding her, that's really bad, but we don't do that. Here's the elevator. And off we go. We are going back to where we started, the very beginning of this game. The point where we were caged, where the guy took the book from us and was then subsequently shot. And now we are going here and out there, and I don't know exactly where the path... Oh damn. Ah, it doesn't matter, I can open that anyway. Whew! Because the wheel has been reset, the path doesn't continue anymore to the left. Not that I wanted to go there. That would be Gen's laboratory, wouldn't it, if I went there? Or am I completely confused now? Come on, give me that. And here we are at the exit, and here we go down back to this place. And the combination was 4221. That is 4221. And now we can open this. There is a stopper here. And here we can now lower this thing until it's right on the thing, and we can see the stars, and we can then do that. That's one hell of a signal, isn't it? Riven indeed.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atrus!
I don't have...
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me.
Well, and the next,
Goodbye, my friend.
the next game is the next actually Revelation. No, end of it. No, what? Exile with Vidro, played by the wonderful Brad Dourif. I've done that. That was my first Let's Play actually. And yes, having done that, next one in line will be Revelation, which next to Riven, I have difficulties if I've got to call a favorite, because I love Exile to pieces and I love Riven, but somehow Revelation, yes, if I have to...
Now I understand.
Then.
Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that access both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my Myst book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Yes, if I have to name a favorite, it would be Revelation, closely followed by Riven, depending on my mood. These are mutually interchangeable, I don't know. Yes, I love Riven to pieces. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I obviously love this entire series of games, even and including End of Ages. Even though I That is the one yeah. If there is one I like least, it's End of Ages, because the graphics are no longer these appealing, sweet, real people graphics that I admire so much, but actual computer graphics, more like that. I'm glad they didn't change that in the real Myst. And I think that was it. I think there is nothing more coming. That's all the credits we get. In that vein, this was Servatia and Riven, and I would return to you with the most confusing and most inventive, probably, and the most psychedelic Myst game, which is Revelation. Goodbye!